Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your weekly tarot and a little bit of astrology forecast for November 17th through November 24th, I believe. So this week is a major week, kind of like I did in last week's readings. I am going to talk a little bit about the weekly energy, but the timestamps for each sign will be down below. But this is important, so wait a second before you go doing all that down there. We are talking about the big ass blessings, higher realm shit that I was talking to you guys about in your individual monthly November readings. So if you haven't seen your signs November readings, go back and watch that because we talked a lot about what I'm talking about in this video. This is that week, the start of that week, okay? So basically that starts happening a little bit more towards the end of the week. But the first part of this week, Mars is moving into Scorpio. Mars co-rules Scorpio alongside Pluto, right? Like Mars was the original ruler until we found Pluto all back there in the shadows and shit, and that became Scorpio's, you know, ruler. So anyways, but Mars still likes Scorpio, right? It still vibes in Scorpio. So when it moves into Scorpio on the 19th, so in a couple days, depending on where you are, and you can already probably feel this energy, I've already been feeling it, but Mars in Scorpio is like penetration. It is like deep motivation, deep focus. We can take that Martian masculine motivation, that energy, that drive, and really get deep into shit. Like we can really get underneath the layers. I feel like we're gonna feel more motivated. I feel like this is gonna really help people with their energy. It's gonna help you be more motivated. I don't know, I'm excited for it if you can't tell because my Mars is in Scorpio, so hey. But no, also Mercury in Scorpio. It's been one hell of a Mercury retrograde for me. So yeah, basically Mars in Scorpio is the bomb, okay? This is great for sex, sexuality, sex drive, okay? But when it first steps into Scorpio, like I talked a lot about in your guys' monthly readings as well, it's going to be taking yet another hit. So Mars has been in Libra. It doesn't really like being in Libra. It's ruling signs, opposite signs. So Mars rules Aries, right? But Libra is opposite of Aries. So Mars doesn't like being in Libra, like I've touched on before, because Mars is like passion, drive, like focus, like motivation. It just wants to go. It just wants to do. It's like our will. So in Libra, it's like, well, hold on. Let me weigh this out really quick. I'm not really sure which one I want to do. I'm a Libra sun, so I get it. Like Libra is indecisive. They are. And so it's like, let me see what other people think. Let me see what other people may like want to do with this, whatever. This can be a little bit annoying for Mars, right? Because it's like, well, what the hell? Like, I just want to go. I don't want to hear what other people think. I don't want to like consider all the sides of the situation. I just want to do. But while it's been in Libra, it's been getting hit from all this shit all up in Capricorn, throwing a damn fucking party for the last freaking year and a half now, and it's going to be throwing even more of a party once Jupiter gets in there at the beginning of December and throughout next year, which we're going to talk about very soon. The 2020, the new age, all of that. I'm going to be going into grave detail about all of that over on my Patreon. So if you're interested in 2020 horoscopes, sign up for my Patreon and you won't miss out. That all of that will be coming over the next few weeks. I've already been doing 2020 pick a card readings. I just did one the other day for YouTube free. So yeah, anyways, Mars was getting hit from Saturn, from Pluto. October throughout November has been tough for people. It's been like hitting brick walls, feeling blocked, feeling like, you know, or like we don't have energy, or feeling like our energy is going places where we don't really want it to go. Like we would rather be doing something else. And so our energy has been just really kind of like pushed. You know what I mean? Like we've been feeling pushed. And so when Mars moves into Scorpio, it's going to take yet another hit from Uranus and Taurus. But in my opinion, because Mars is powerful in Scorpio and Uranus is not that powerful in Taurus, at least not as powerful as Mars is in Scorpio, Mars Scorpio is going to trump that Uranian energy, which in my opinion means we're going to be feeling the Mars energy a lot more, okay? And especially if you have any big placements and fixed signs in the beginning degrees of fixed signs, so like 1 to 10, you're probably going to be feeling this a little bit more. But basically, Mars is going to be across the sky challenging Uranus, okay? And Uranus is the game changer, the rebel, level communicator with other realms, like just higher realm thinking, out of the box thinking, the weirdo, the eccentric one, the quirky one, the synchronistic one. It's a weirdo, right? But it's the rebel. It's liberation. It is a liberation through being different. You know, it rules Aquarius. So if you want to think like that, if you want to correlate those two. But so when Mars opposes Uranus, this is going to be like an intense desire, an intense need to rebel, or feeling like we're being held back from being our true selves, from living a life that we truly desire and that we're truly passionate about. We're going to see where our deep, deep desires and our deep, deep passions have been suppressed for a long time. That just kind of came to me. I wasn't even planning on saying that. That just kind of came to me. This energy is going to feel a little bit different for everyone. It may come up a little bit in your guys' tarot readings. We already talked about it in the monthly readings. You guys can definitely go back and watch the monthly readings if you want to get more deets on how this is going to affect you. But basically, wherever you have, whatever house you have, Scorpio and Taurus, and those are the houses that you're going to be feeling it most. And then other than that, Mercury goes direct, baby, on the 21st. So as it goes direct, it's going to start traveling back through the degrees in which it retrograded on, right? So it moved into Scorpio, then it retrograded back, right? Then it stops, then it goes direct again, right? And so as it goes direct again, it starts moving back over the places it just retrograded. As it starts doing that, we're going to get more and more clarity, more and more understanding of what it is that this retrograde has been all about to us and for us, and what it is that we've learned. You're going to see themes and answers of what was going on in the middle of October when Mercury was in shadow, because a lot of what was going on mid-October has been like, that was kind of like a preview of what this Mercury retrograde was going to be about for you. So what have you been cleaning out of your life? What have you been emptying out? What have you been leaving behind? What have you been, you know, doing shadow work on? What have you been uncovering? What have you been digging deep on? And then when Mars moves into Scorpio this week, this is going to help us really like get that shit done. You know, like we don't want to repeat this again. We're moving into a new decade, you guys. Like this is a new decade starting. This is a new age about to start. Like we don't want to have to keep bringing our past shit with us to this brand new decade, to this brand new age. You don't want to have to deal with it later, so why not deal with it now while it's right here in front of your face, looking you in the face, like, hey, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, why not do it then, right? Like, just why not? It's right here. This is the perfect time. Mercury retrograde will make sure that you are doing this, you know, by the book, basically, that you are doing this, you know, authentic, like, that's not a word, I don't think. Sorry. Mercury retrograde will make sure that you are doing this in a precise way, and that this healing, the healing that you receive from doing this will be instilled in you, so you don't have to do this again, right? And then last but not least, towards the end of the week, this weekend, we will have the Venus and Jupiter conjunction at the galactic center point in Sagittarius. The galactic center point is said to be a place of higher realms, of, you know, spirituality, psychic awareness, psychic enhancement, abilities, like all of that, like blessings, gifts from higher realms. And the reason I say blessing and gifts is because Jupiter is blessings, Venus is gifts. Both of them are going to be together, conjunct at the galactic center. So blessings and gifts from higher realms. That may not seem like blessings or gifts at first. For some, it may be very obvious, like, how did this happen? This Mars opposed Uranus transit that we're going through this week, this shows me that some kind of extreme shift, change, chaotic energy, maybe even for some, or intense need to rebel, to break away, or to not be suppressed anymore, or intense need to be liberated, to focus on something different, or to put our energy into something different, is going to end up bringing a huge blessing, in my opinion, with everything that follows, with the astrology that follows. Of course, it could kind of be out of nowhere, or it could kind of seem like it didn't come from the Mars Uranus thing, but either way, all in all, this week seems to be a very important, intense week. So really pay attention this week. You will probably be getting messages from other realms, from ancestors, from passed on loved ones, whatever you believe in, aliens even, who fucking knows, right? Like anything can happen right now, you guys. Anything can happen. And that's why I did that 11/11 Taurus full moon ritual. If you haven't seen that, I did it on my Facebook page. You can even do that ritual still, like this week, and kind of make it your own, and do it this week for that energy, to welcome that energy in, right? Or even for the Sag new moon that's coming up next week. Like, it's up to you, but this week is going to be insane. Also, with Mars opposed Uranus, I also want to say really quick, be careful driving. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, I'm really not. As long as you're paying attention, as long as you are focusing and you're not distracted, because Uranus can sometimes be like a distracting kind of energy or a chaotic kind of energy, right? Also, just be careful in general, right? Don't let your anger get the best of you, because anger could become an explosion this week. And for some people, it could happen in a healthy way, but for some people, it could come out in a very like shocking, out of nowhere, aggressive way that ends up not being a great thing, you know? So just kind of watch out for that energy. Try to just work with it. For some people, I feel like this could be the change, the motivation, the shakeup that they need to really make a huge change or come to an awakening. Uranus is the great awakener as well. So I really feel like this week is going to be a big awakening for many, many people. So let me know down below if you guys end up resonating with this part of the video, as always. And let's go ahead and jump into the weekly tarot readings for this coming week and see what's going on. Timestamps will be down below. We're going to be starting with Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces since it is Scorpio season. As always, this will be our last week starting with Scorpio as we are moving into Sag week, or Sag season by the end of this week. So I love you guys. Thank you so much as always, and let's get into it. What's going on, Scorpio? Welcome back and welcome to your weekly messages for this coming week, November 17th to the 24th or 25th. And let's see what's going on with you guys this week. Oh, okay. So let's see how. Okay, so let's start with your oracle cards. So we have the 8th house, which is the house you guys usually rule. 8th house, endings and beginnings. So major transformation happening this week, major like aha moments, major like just kind of like letting things go that need to finally go, right? Like letting things die that need to die, no longer trying to like hold on to things or anything like that. Like it's just kind of like a detox. I feel like you're kind of like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I cannot deal with this anymore. I cannot hold on to this anymore. I cannot worry about this anymore. Like you are feeling like something needs to change, because the next card you have is lunar eclipse change reverse. So this is definitely something you've been holding on to for a while, Scorpio, that it's like time to let go of, you know? So I kind of feel like some kind of unforeseen change kind of happens out of nowhere that may kind of force you to do something, force you to shift, or force your life to shift in some way, because I kind of feel like Mercury retrograde here has been kind of giving you the chance to let go, to detox, to let go of those energies, to let go of the past, to let go of the old energies. And something still needs to go that you're holding on to. And so I feel like it's really important this week that you clear out whatever is left that you may not be clearing out of your life, that may still be causing you issues in your life. The next card that we have is Venus, which is beautiful energy. It says the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. So this is really good. If you can make this change, Venus is going to bless you in your second house. This blessing with Jupiter and Venus, Scorpio, is coming in your second house, bro, or chick, or girl, love, whatever. But this is happening in your second house of value, of valuables, of possessions, of money, of self-worth. Like this is such a beautiful place for this to be happening for you guys, Scorpio. So I kind of feel like some of you guys already went through the change, and that could also be why change is reversed. I feel like some of you guys already went through the change and you're like, oh my gosh, or it's happening this week, right? Like one of the two. There's just a major shift here, a major clearing out that just brings a new perspective, that brings love, harmony. Then we have Leo energy, which is also beautiful. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. Ooh, okay, so I see where this is going. So some of you guys are transforming. It's not so much about change. It's about believing in yourself. It's about believing in yourself. I kind of think that maybe someone has been putting a lot of pressure on you guys to change, to be someone that you're not, or something along those lines. And you're like, no. You're ending a situation that's stagnant, that's not going to change, basically. That could be it too, Scorpio. Because the next card we have is defend to the end the worthwhile. And this is all about defending yourself. This is all about, like, you know in your soul what's worth it. And that's what this week is a lot about with Venus right here. And Venus is in your second house. This is about worth. What's worth it? You are really evaluating what's worth it and ending anything that's not worth it anymore. Deep but beautiful, Scorpio, honestly. So the next card we have is the Three of Cups, which is abundance, and 2 threes, the Three of Pentacles, which says it's works. So there's something that's paying off. There's something that you've been working on that's paying off, that ends up paying off, which could be a little bit like intertwined in all of this. There's something that you've probably been working on this with other people though. Both of these cards have to do with like collaborating, friendship, like co-workers or something along those lines, but there's something that's paying off here. Like it does look like you are being gifted with this Venus. I mean, everybody's being gifted in some way, even if they can't see it, or even if it's something that seems really insignificant or really small, but it looks like you guys are celebrating. You guys are like, there's something going on here with something that you've been working on that is finally coming into fruition, that is finally kind of paying off, something that you're celebrating. And then we have, I speak with good intent. So this is really about, you know, how you speak to other people. This is really about what your intention is here. Because, and I feel like that's kind of what you're trying to figure out this week, like with this defend to the end the worthwhile, right? Like there may be a situation where you finally have to speak up for yourself, but it's not out of malicious intent. It doesn't have to be out of malicious intent, really. It's just like, this is not making me comfortable. If we get to the point where we get angry, like think about it, we're doing that to ourselves. That's because we're not speaking up. We're getting angry at someone else for our own shit, right? But really, so that's really us getting angry at ourselves. So when you realize that you're worth more than that, when you realize that you can respect yourself by speaking up because that's what's worth it, because you're worthwhile, because you matter, that's when the game changes, right? So that is what I am getting for you guys, Scorpio. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. Let me know down below how your week ends up going, if you end up resonating with this, if this ends up becoming true for you guys, if you guys, what kind of blessings Jupiter and Venus give you guys. And I love you, Scorpio. We're going to move on to Cancer. What is going on, my lovely Cancerians? And let's see what's going on with you guys for this coming week of November 17th until the 24th, 25th. We have a lot going on this week. If you didn't listen to the first part of the video, I would definitely do that. But I did talk a lot more in detail about it for your sign in your monthly video. So if you listen to that, you're good too. So the first card we have here, surprise, surprise, is the Moon, which is Soul in this deck. Beautiful energy. So this week, Cancer, you are ruled by the Moon. And yeah, like you're going to be really feeling that Moon energy, okay? You're going to be really feeling probably a lot of your psychic emotional gifts. Your heart chakra may be open. You may be feeling a little bit more emotional. You may be just feeling that Moon energy. If you're a woman, maybe you end up starting your monthly, you know, thing. Your monthly visit comes or something along those lines with Aunt Flo. But yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be really in tune with your gifts, your psychic awareness, your emotions. You may be like experiencing like an emotional detox this week, like an emotional clearing out, an emotional awakening, a healing even, which is going to be amazing. But you may be having a little bit of issue communicating your emotions, because the next card we have is the air element, and this is communication. So on one hand, I feel like this is good. You're not listening to your mind as much. You're not judging your emotions as much. It's like shutting the mind off and just spending time with your emotions. If that's even really possible to shut your mind off all the way. I don't think it personally is, but it does seem like you are shutting it off a little bit more. But there may be something that you're not 100% communicating with someone. You may be a little bit more closed off. Maybe you don't want to communicate with people as much this week. You kind of just want to stay in your own emotional little shell and stick to yourself, right? The next card we have is Neptune reverse. So this does worry me a little bit. especially coming after the communication aspect, the air element. Air element is also your mind. And so I feel like there's something that you guys, like, you're feeling something, but it definitely could be psychic. Your psychic senses could definitely be telling you something, but you may not be able to communicate it, or you may not be able to talk about it for some reason. And I would say it could be an illusion, but the next card that we have is the Sun. So hold on, let's back up. Neptune says your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. It is reversed, which can sometimes be deception. So there may be somebody or something that happens this week that you guys kind of can see through, right? You can see through it. There's someone that's like just not who they appear, or something that's not as it appears, even though they may be saying one thing, but like you feel another. And with Moon upright, with Sun upright, listen to your intuition, listen to that gut feeling, listen to your soul, okay? The Sun says your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. So this is important for your destiny, for your growth, for your path in this life, Cancer. So whatever happens this week is very, very important. Now, Neptune's in Pisces, and Pisces is your 9th house. So this does concern me a little bit. There could be some kind of like higher learning or learning like scam that you get into, or that's pulling you in. Listen to your intuition. It may not be what you think. Now, there's another aspect to this. Instead of it being someone outside of you, this could still be you. You could have been in an illusion that you didn't understand for a long time, that you couldn't communicate, that you couldn't get a sense of, that you couldn't get a grasp of, and now you're seeing it this week and getting healing from it this week, which is so beautiful. That could be your blessing that's coming. With Mercury going direct, it's like you can see where you've been just not yourself, or you've been believing in something that just wasn't who you are, or you've been saying something, or you've been, I mean, Neptune and the air element, this could also be a lie. Someone lied and it comes out, or it comes to the light, or you lied and you have to like heal from it or something. Just something that I feel like you're healing from, or you're seeing the truth about, okay? The next card we have is free from judgment, free to love. This is so, so beautiful, Cancer. So this week, you know, maybe you couldn't communicate how you really felt. Maybe people thought you were weird. Maybe, you know, all of the other scenarios that I've named with these first 4 cards. I know there's a lot, but I'm getting a lot of info with these. And I feel like this week it is truly healing. Like I said, this just confirms it for me. Free from judgment, free to love. It's like you're not judging your emotions anymore. You're not judging, like you're bringing light onto your darkness, right? Like you're truly healing. You're not judging yourself for the way that you think or the way that you feel anymore. You're not living in this fantasy world. You're not believing the illusions and the delusions that we tell ourselves, right? You're like seeing it for what it is, and you're finally healing from it. Like you're finally allowing yourself to be different, to stand out, whatever it is, right? Just really beautiful energy. The next 2 cards we have is the Prince of Swords, which this one says is the hacker. Oh my God, Cancer, this is not a coincidence. Air energy, the Prince of Swords, communication reversed. Someone is not telling you the truth about something. Someone is trying to scam you this week, possibly, okay? That's still big, massive energy here, because Neptune has been involved with Venus recently, so this can be a little bit like delusion, or someone not telling you the full truth about something, but you see it, or this could have already happened and you're seeing it this week, okay? So it's gonna take courage to get through it, but you can get through it. Strength here is giving you the courage. The Sun is giving you the vitality, the courage to walk through this and not, like, you know what I mean? Free from judgment, free to love. It's giving you the energy, the vitality, the health, the courage to finally heal from this, to move on from this, to not judge yourself for it, to really, like, there may be something like you have to speak up about, you know? Unless you feel like you shouldn't, unless you feel like you should just keep it moving, you know what I mean? It's really up to you, however you feel, because the Moon's the first card, Cancer, and I can't stress that enough. What you feel is right, okay? So free from judgment, free to love. You're healing from something. Someone maybe judged you, or someone maybe got over on you, or didn't tell you something, or did something behind your back, or something along those lines, and you are moving through it, getting the courage to move through it. Now, if this didn't happen, this definitely could be something that you find out this week that someone didn't tell you, okay? That's basically the main thing I'm getting with these two. And 2 of these cards fell out, only one. I was only drawing 1 normally, but, and look at this. Oh my God, this is why both these cards fell out. They like came flying out when I was doing your guys' pile. It says, I follow my inner guidance. Just like we were talking about, following your inner guidance is so important this week, because what you hear, what people are telling you may not be the truth, okay? It may be an illusion, right? So follow your own inner guidance. Look how beautiful that card is, Cancer. That is what you need to do. And then we have I live in truth. And this is not about living in truth like, you know, basically like living like an honest life according to everyone else. This is about living an honest life according to you, and understanding that other people that do lie and that don't tell the truth, or that are hiding things about themselves, like in their own mind, that's their own truth, right? Because there is no such thing as like really like absolute truth, because we all perceive reality differently. And so this is about living in your own truth. What is true to you? Like, what is your own authentic nature? Like, what is authentic to you, right? And living that truth, but also allowing other people to live in their own perceived truths, right? So that is what this card is about. Beautiful reading, Cancer. Like, holy shit, this is such a beautiful reading. But yeah, I feel like you're really like getting rid of judgments. You're really getting rid of judgments that you've placed on yourself, like fears that you've placed on yourself in order to heal this week. And it's just really a beautiful energy, Cancer. So anyways, that's what I'm getting for you guys for this week, Cancer. Hopefully that resonated. Hopefully you liked this. Let me know down below. We're going to move on to Pisces. What's going on, Pisces? So welcome back. This is your weekly reading for this coming week. And let's see what's going on with you guys for this coming week. So the first card we have is Leo energy. I will reversed. Okay, so there's something that you're kind of like, you've kind of lost passion, or there's a passion that you're not pursuing. There's something that your will really wants to do, that your creative side, your imaginative side, your soul even, like, that really wants to do that you're not doing, or you've lost that passion for something, okay? The next card we have is Neptune sacrifice. So this is kind of weird. This kind of tells me that like either you've been kind of in the clouds, or that you've been kind of like under this illusion of something. Like there's a lot of creative energy here, but I feel like something's blocking it. There's a lot of imagination, a lot of room to, you know, like fantasy, right? And like it says, Neptune is also sacrifice. So I feel like you're having to sacrifice something that you're passionate about this week, or you feel like that this week for whatever reason. Like you're having to maybe, and it doesn't mean you're like giving it up completely. Maybe it's just like, oh, I have to like, you know, I can't do this thing because I have to go do XYZ, right? Like something along those lines. But I do feel like you're having to kind of sacrifice something this week that you really don't want to. The next card we have is the 7th house. So this could be because of a relationship, or something in a relationship, or something to do with a relationship. Now this doesn't just have to be romantic. This can be family, this can be business, whatever. This can also just be like a commitment of some sort. It says this area of your life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family, okay? So that could be why there's a commitment that makes you sacrifice something. Now, you also could be sacrificing who you are, what you really love for a relationship. I don't know about that, Pisces. Hold on. Let's see what's next. So then we have the 9th house reversed. And this says broadening your horizons, either spiritually, academically, or on a long journey. Okay, so, oof. So the 9th house is normally ruled by Sagittarian energy, okay? I feel like you guys have been sacrificing who you truly are, or a part of your personality to maybe get someone to like you. I know this is kind of specific, so it may not resonate with everybody, but that's really what I'm getting. And it's been really holding you back from your purpose, your higher calling, your true meaning, your spirituality. Something along those lines. Now, it could just be something as simple as like you're having to sacrifice, you know, a passion that you like, or something along those lines, just for this week because of a commitment, right? but something's holding you back spiritually here. So that's like kind of where it's throwing me off. Now, with this Leo card can also be sometimes children, right? Children and fun and joy and all of that, your personality. The next card we have is After the Storm. So this does tell me that you guys have been going through something kind of difficult. After the storm is all about, you know, a storm, like a rough situation finally ending. It's finally starting to come to an end, you know, like you're finally starting to see the light again. You're finally starting to see the sun come out again. And the 2 tarot cards you guys have is the Princess of Swords, which is the activist, okay, and the Ace of Wands. Ooh, okay, so this is about speaking up about something. This is about speaking up about something, Pisces. Speaking up about your passion. Speaking up for your passion. Being true to yourself. Honoring yourself. Like not backing down, okay? This is really important this week. And then we have I Can Be Trusted. There's some kind of sacrifice going on either in the relationship department or in the creative department. And the 5th house can have to do with dating as well. With this I Can Be Trusted card, this is a lot about like exactly what it says, like being able to be trusted, knowing that, you know, and when you're, this isn't just like, oh, like I'm gonna be faithful or whatever, I'm gonna be honest to you, right? It's not just that, it's like, are you even being honest with yourself to begin with about something in order, because if you're not being honest with yourself, you're not being honest with anyone else, because your perception of yourself is based on a lie. So anything that you tell other people, even if you think it's the truth, it's not, because you're not yourself, right? Does that make sense? So this is really about, I honestly think this is about you trusting you, because this commitment that you have or this relationship that you have with whoever is pulling you away from you. You're sacrificing you for something else, and this is not like, and I feel like it's because you feel like, oh, well, I'm a trustworthy person, I have to do this. Like if I'm not there, then they may think that I'm not trustworthy or something. And that is just not the case, Pisces. Like you can be, first you have to be trustworthy to yourself before you can be trustworthy to other people. That I think is like your big thing this week, so definitely remember that. And that is basically all for you guys, Pisces. I hope you guys have a good week. Definitely let me know down below if this was your reading and ended up resonating. Do remember though, this is a general reading, so not everyone may resonate, okay? Watch your other signs as well. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What is going on, Sagittarius? So we are going to start with you guys for the fire signs, since your birthday is coming up this week. So happy birthday to any of my lovely Sagittarians out there that watch me. I really, really appreciate you, and thank you very, very much. So let's see what's going on with you guys this week for you guys and for Venus and Jupiter being in your sign this week. Okay, so we have South Node, life's debts. So this can deal a lot with the past, it can deal with our karma, it can deal with releasing things, like dissolving things, letting things go. We also have 4th house roots, so wow. So whatever's going on this week, Sagittarius, either you've already been dealing with probably, or this is something from your past, like big time from your past, that is coming back up in order for you to release, in order for you to let go of. It's really kind of shining a light on it, because your next card is your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. So, and it's the sun. So it's really bringing something to your attention that goes all the way back. Like something that's helped shape you as a person that maybe may not be true, that it's like time for a belief change or time for a perception change, or something like something that happened in the past, or something karmic, even like from a past life, like, or it could be like some kind of, ancestral karma or something that you guys are working through here. Like this is big. Definitely let me know down below of like what it is, or if this is resonating. So the next card we have is the 11th house, where the cosmos grant wishes, luck, friends, and social occasions. So this definitely could have something to do with your friends, or you could need to, like, I don't know, have your friends help you this week, or be social about whatever's going on. Like, show people what's going on. With the sun here, this is about bringing it into a light, bringing it into our consciousness, bringing it to attention, right? And so with the 11th house, I really think that you'll be surprised that some kind of wish, either from the past or something karmic from the past, could happen. Like, some miracle could happen that could like literally change it or heal you from it or something. Like, this is so powerful, Sagittarius. So definitely keep me updated on what's going on with this, because this is insane. We also have collaborative dreaming, so definitely dealing with other people. This is about working with other people, even people that you may not like or something, because they're helping you on your way, they're helping you on your path, even though you can't see it. With the 11th house here, there's definitely either people coming back from your past or something that you're dealing with people from your past, like something here, okay? With collaborative dreaming, this is like really, really important. This is really kind of like either letting people help you or dealing with someone that you have an issue with from your past, from your roots. It could even be a family member or something, but family isn't always like blood relatives, right? Like, family is whoever we choose it to be. So it can be friends, whatever, right? And I feel like some of you may have someone come in that really helps you with this, and just a miracle could happen, okay? Like, literally, like, there could be a miracle that happens. So just hang in there, you know? We also have, I listen to opposing opinions. Wow. So you're definitely dealing with a little bit of conflict with something from your past, it seems like, Sagittarius. And I think that it definitely has to do with other people, whether it's family members or whether it's something you did to someone or whether what. But when we have the I listen to opposing opinions card, this is considering all sides of the situation, not just your own. It's also making room for the universe to create it, surrendering to it, so the universe can make things happen in ways that you can't even see, you know, because you're so focused on your own perception and your own reality. And so this is really like being able to listen to all sides, being able to see the opposites, being able to see duality, being able to see how everything is the same thing. Right? Like, just because it looks like two different sides, they're on the same coin. So it's the same thing, right? Like, there really is no, you know, opposites. Like, there's balance, and opposites, like, we look at opposites from a state of illusion. It only appears that way. Doesn't mean that it is. So it's really listening to the truth, really dealing with some karmic stuff that is going to help set you free, okay? That is going to help wishes come true, that is going to heal you, that is going to let you be able to go. But you may have to deal with someone to do that, or you may have to deal with someone from your past to do that, or you may have to deal with someone you don't want to deal with to do that, okay? And listen to another opinion. Sorry about that. I realized I totally forgot to draw tarot cards for the fire signs. So your two tarot cards are number 10, oppression, and number 7, like the 7 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles says, it has the 7 of Pentacles labeled on here, failure. So there's been something from the past that you felt like you failed at, or that you felt like was a failure, or something along those lines, that you've been letting oppress you, that you've been letting something that you put energy into, or something that you did, or something that you tried to do that's been oppressing you, something that's like really been making you feel trapped from your past. And this to me screams surrender, Sagittarius. This to me screams surrender. Once you surrender, that is when the blessings come in. How do you surrender? Well, I talk in great detail about this in my course and how to surrender, but basically you face the fear, you face the emotion. Instead of running from the fear, the emotion, the thought, whatever, you face it head on and you say like, yeah, okay, like what is it that I'm so scared of? Like, what is it that I'm so scared is going to happen? And yeah, it can be really fucking scary, man. I get it. But once you face that and you're like, okay, yeah, that could happen, I'm accepting it. Like, it is a possibility, it is, or it could happen, or that is how I feel, then you realize the illusion of it. Then you realize how, like, basically it's an illusion, you know? And then you can, like, you just feel so much lighter. You feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. So that is basically what I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. like, I know it kind of seems like depressing, but it's really not. Like, I'm really getting that you are clearing a karmic slate here, that like you are like, miracles could happen if you can like really clear that karma. Okay, so anyways, I love you guys and good luck this week. We're gonna start back at the beginning with Aries now. So Aries, what's going on, guys? So let's see what's going on with you guys for this coming week. The first card we have is Scorpio energy, which is I transform. So dealing with some transformation, dealing with some change. Ooh, okay, and then we have Chiron, healing, and reversed. We have Jupiter in reversed, and we have Cancer upright. We also have release the dark wound, let love live, and we will talk about the rest in a second. So, okay, major transformation, major healing. You guys are transforming old wounds that of belief. Places where you didn't believe in yourself. We have Jupiter coming up here, which is crazy because of this whole Jupiter-Venus conjunction happening this week, like I talked about in the beginning and in the individual monthly videos. So it says your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. So you're surrendering here. There's like a transformation happening. You're facing wounds. I feel like wounds that or they're facing you. One of the two. It's like you're facing your fears this week. And that's how these Jupiter blessings will end up coming in. Now, some of these wounds could have to deal with a motherly figure. They could have to deal with your beliefs about the world, your perception, higher learning, education, teaching, all of that. Or childhood, even with Chiron here and Cancer energy. This energy is emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving, and may concern family, a mother, or a child. That's what the Cancer card says, okay? So those are the energy streams that you could be dealing with, the themes that you could be dealing with this week. And then the other card we have is release the dark wound, let love live. This is exactly how it sounds. This is releasing a wound from childhood, releasing a wound from past, like transforming a wound and believing in ourselves. Like, and you may have to surrender at first to believe in yourself. You may have to accept whatever it is that you're fighting in order to finally see the delusion of it and to start believing in yourself. But there's definitely something here that if you can accept it, Jupiter will expand you. You will grow. You will be able to let love live. You will feel more nurtured, more like loving, and you will go into complete full healing. Okay, so that is beautiful. The two tarot cards you guys have is Two of Wands, which is Dominion, and the Ten of Cups, which is Satiety. Okay, so beautiful energy here actually. So with the Two of Wands here, this is definitely making a choice. This is making a choice, and do you want to believe in yourself? But it's also facing the opposites, facing the opposing opinions, okay? So let's say that you have a belief that, I don't know, yellow is an ugly color. It's also allowing other people to believe that it's beautiful. It's also allowing yourself to believe that there's a chance it could be beautiful, right? If you believe that you're unlovable, it's about allowing the opposite of that, which is that you are loved, but first it's about accepting the feeling of feeling unlovable, right? It's about accepting that energy instead of fighting it. It's about facing it and then letting it sink all the way in, accepting it, and then boom, it's like something just happens in you when you realize the delusion. So it's really about making that choice, making that decision that is going to bring you to your dreams, that is going to create this belief in yourself. And I really do feel like this is a lot about family. There's some kind of impact, I feel like, that some of you, like your family, is possibly making on you this week. So, or there may be a choice to do with family or how you perceive your family or something along those lines. The last card we have is I remain in balance with my emotions. So Aries, this week could definitely be a week where you have to really learn to balance out your emotions. You have to really learn to kind of like not let your emotions get the best of you. You will be feeling emotional this week with this Cancer and Scorpio energy here. There will be wounds coming up from the past that this energy is asking you to heal in order for you to move on, to grow, to expand, to get these blessings that are coming. So you definitely want to do this. Look into, you know, the yin and yang. Look into balance. Look into, you know, like duality and all of that, right? I remain in balance with my emotions. You want to be able to have harmony, and you will get that, okay? You will end up having harmony if you can release any wounds, if you can truly face your wounds and deal with them head on instead of projecting them onto others or ignoring them or whatever. You will be rewarded for it. So that is what I am getting for my lovely Aries. Hopefully that ends up resonating. Definitely let me know down below what you guys thought, if it resonated and all of that. I'd love to know. And we're gonna move on to my fellow Leos. What is going on, Leo? Welcome to your weekly tarot reading, and I hope you guys are doing well and a lot better than you were at the beginning of the month. I know I am. So let's see what's happening for you guys this week. The first card we have is the Moon reversed, which is Soul. We have the Earth element reversed, which is Stability. We have your card, Leo. This energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. We have Vesta in reversed. The goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Ooh, okay, I kind of see what's going on here. And we have After the Storm. And okay, we will look at the rest in a minute. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. So Leo, I feel like some of you guys are probably feeling a little bit better, some of you guys aren't, but either way this week there's something that is unsettling in your soul, okay? There's something that is not settling with you, not settling with your emotions, not settling with your emotional being. You may feel a little bit unstable or a little bit disconnected because you may not be being in yourself, or you may not be having that belief in yourself. You're not looking at yourself as sacred. You're not finding the purity within. This week is a lot about self-belief. It is a lot about any unstable emotions that you have, releasing them, letting them out, but not being too dramatic about it, right? Because these aspects that I talked about in the beginning of the video, also in your guys' monthly video, Mars moving into Scorpio, opposing Uranus and Taurus, this is going to create some drama. This is going to create a little bit of drama, especially in the home and the career life, okay? Especially in those two sectors, the personal life, the public life. So you want to be careful. You don't want to pop off, okay? Like, we're getting very close to your blessings, so you could feel a little bit emotionally unstable this week. You could feel a little bit more emotional than you normally are, and it could get a little bit dramatic for you, but you need to handle this with spiritual dignity, okay? With quiet dignity. This is why Vesta is reversed, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. You don't need to make a show if you believe in yourself, right? Let those emotions out, but you want to do it in a healthy way. You don't want to freak out on someone. You know what I mean? Like, you want to just let the emotions out in a healthy way. And then we have After the Storm. So I do feel like the beginning of this week could be a little bit shaky for you guys. You guys are a fixed sign. Scorpio is a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So you guys will be getting a square, especially for those of you that have placements in the first 10 degrees of Leo. You guys will be feeling this the most in the first part of the week. It could feel like things get a little bit shaky, or you get a little bit distracted, or things, you know, you're feeling a little bit emotionally all over the place in the beginning of the week. But you know, it's shaking you free from something. It's shaking you free from emotions that have had a grip on you for a minute now, okay? Or that you may have not even seen or realized until the sun comes back out and you're like, holy shit, I needed that. You know what I mean? So after the storm is finally ending. The storm is finally clearing. There's just like one more thunderbolt that's happening this week, or not thunderbolt. There's like one more, you know, there's like another thunder that's happening this week that's going to shake you free. And then we also have the universe, which is the world, beautiful, finally completing a cycle, and we have justice. So getting back into balance again. Like I said, there may be like an imbalance here. Getting back into balance again, finding your Leo self, finding that courage, finding that self-belief, finding that, you know, passion, and feeling proud of yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like if you guys can really handle this emotional shakeup, like, well, with dignity, with spirituality, like, it's going to help you like balance things out again. You're gonna get your blessings towards the end of the week, into next week. Like, it's coming. Like, you just gotta have confidence in yourself. You just gotta take the first step. You gotta work through these emotions that you're feeling, you know? I feel like now for some of you, you could be a little disconnected from, you could need to ground a little bit, and there could be some stuff going on with your heart chakra, your emotions, right? Your grounding, which is fear. Okay, fear normally comes from the physical world, right? Fear of stability or fear of something to do with the physical realm, material things, and with the soul, moon, the soul reverse, this is, you know, it can also be fear, but it can also be emotional issues related to your heart chakra that could be going on. But you're completing a major cycle, major karmic cycle. Like these two cards, like this is a major karmic cycle, okay? Major karmic cycle this week, Leo. Like, wow. And then the last card is I can be trusted. And this is all about being able to trust yourself, and then other people are going to be able to trust you. So if you're feeling emotionally unstable and you feel like you can't even trust yourself to like keep it together or keep it in balance, like try to kind of get away, do your own thing for, you know, until you can release that. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, with Vesta reversed here, this is finding that, you know, sacred part of you within. This is like looking at yourself with, you know, looking at yourself as sacred. This is looking at yourself with dignity. This is finding your dignity. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't love you, who's going to love you, right? So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Leo. Hopefully this resonates. Definitely end up letting me know. And definitely end up letting me know like what blessings end up coming for you at the end of this week, beginning of next week, or into next week, really. Because the actual conjunction is exact, I think, on the 24th. And then after that, it'll still be in the galactic center for a few days to a week. So you have all that time to communicate with higher realms and all of that. So anyways, that is all for fire signs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we are going to move on to earth signs. What is going on, Capricorn? Welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So let's see what's going on with you guys for this coming week, which is an insane week. And yeah, let's see how it's going to go for you guys. So the first card we have is lunar eclipse change. Okay, so then we have Gemini, I think, reversed. Okay, we then have Aries. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading impulsive action is likely. Ooh, so we are acting before we think. We are making changes before we think this week, Capricorn. We then have Leo. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. So we're making some dramatic change before we think about it this week. And then we have be the hunter, not the hunted. So we'll go over the rest in just a second. So very interesting. So it does seem like there's some change happening this week. There's some kind of shift. There's some kind of change happening this week. Probably like, you know, lunar eclipse is normally, you know, a full moon, so this is definitely like some kind of culmination point, some kind of closing, and I feel like kind of without thinking about it, you're going to act, and it could end up being like out of passion, you know, like you're acting out of passion about it. And I'm not necessarily seeing anything wrong with it other than Gemini being reversed, which I would say maybe consider both sides. There's the duality of Gemini, so maybe consider both sides first, Capricorn, but everything else is upright, which is good. So I feel like you guys are making some kind of change this week. You guys are done thinking about it. You guys are done analyzing it. You guys are done driving yourselves crazy. You're done getting other people's opinions. You're like, I am going for it, because you're done being the hunted. You're done getting walked all over. You're done being the victim. Like, that's what this card is all about. It's like no longer being the victim, like learning the lesson that you needed to learn from the situation where you were the victim, and then, you know, become the hunter. You know what I mean? Become the leader, become the hunter, stand in your ground, like, you know, make the changes you need to make, like step up to the plate, be the leader that you need to be, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's really positive so far. Then we have the Lovers, Gemini, more Gemini energy. Some of you guys could be dealing with the Gemini this week. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So, like I said, like passionate movement forward. Some of you guys could even have a fire sign that is in your life, but there's just like a passionate movement forward. Like Some of you may kind of be like, because the Queen of Wands in this deck is the public defender, so some of you guys could be having to defend yourself or step up and do something, be the leader in a situation, and you're making the choice, like Gemini, decisions made, like, you know what I mean? Like you're making the decision, right? That's what the Lovers is all about. You're making the decision. There's a fork in the road. There's a path. Each one has its own set of consequences and pros to it, pros and cons to it. And so it's like you're making the decision, like you're done being the victim in a situation, which is awesome. But here's the thing, because the last card we have is I act respectfully of others. So you can be the leader, you can stand up for yourself, you can defend yourself, you can make this great change, you can put all this passion into something new, you can finally, you know, end some cycle that you've been doing where you've been analyzing things or going back and forth and not able to make up your mind about something, or where you've been over analyzing something or not able to make up a decision about something. You can be the hunter and not the hunted, right? But you don't have to treat others like shit. So just remember that. There could be a point where you end up blurting out something like really fast that you didn't mean to say out loud, you know what I mean? Or you end up getting angry and saying something to someone. So definitely watch that as well. That could definitely be the case as well. So just make sure you're watching this week, Capricorn, because you don't need to disrespect others, you know, in order to transform. Right? Like you just don't need to do that. You don't need to disrespect others in order to get out of your head, or in order to, you know, finally take that move forward, finally take that big step forward, finally make that decision, right? Finally take that path that you've been wanting to take, finally, you know, whatever. Now this could be for some of you guys in a relationship as well. This could be happening in a relationship, but either way, it looks really positive. Just kind of watch your tongue is really the biggest thing that I'm seeing. So let me know if that ends up resonating with you guys. You guys know I'm a nosy bitch, and I always love to know if these readings resonate and how they resonate, etc. So definitely leave me some love down below. Leave me some feedback down below on how I did. If it didn't resonate just yet, make sure you watch your other signs. You're always free to come back at the end of the week and watch again to see how much it did resonate, or if it did resonate. So yeah, I love you guys, and we're gonna move on to Taurus. What's going on, Taurus? So these are your weekly messages for this upcoming week, which is crazy. And surprise, surprise, you guys got Black Moon Lilith again. I think you guys had this last week or the week before. You guys have been getting a lot of like sexuality stuff lately, which is cool. So yeah, Black Moon Lilith in this deck, which is mystery. So super cool. But we then have the 8th house reversed, which is endings and beginnings reversed. So we also have the 7th house partners. That's right. So 3 cards fell out when I was shuffling for your guys' pile, Taurus. So we have partners. So there's definitely a lot of like sexuality, like deep, intense, committed relationship stuff going on here. Now this could be from the past or the present. I feel like some of you guys are wanting closure on something. This is just right off the bat without seeing any of the other cards. I feel like there's something that you guys haven't got closure on, and it's really like a mystery to you, and it has something to do with relationships. But we'll see what else comes out here. So then we have Gemini energy, which is the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. Okay, so you guys could be starting to date again, or there could be an ex coming back from the past here for some of you. Ooh, and then we have Saturn reversed, the part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. Okay, so there's definitely some challenging stuff happening here, Taurus, a little bit. I mean, I don't know, it could vary for each of you, but I kind of feel like there's some fears around relationships. There's some mystery that's like attracting you to something or pulling you towards something, like you want to have a conversation, or you want to start dating, or you want to get more committed with somebody, but you're not dealing with the past, or you're not dealing with your fears here, or there's not been closure for something, and that's preventing you from moving on. But you don't need the other person to heal from them. That's the thing. You can heal. You heal on your own, right? You don't need that other person to be healed from them. So you don't want to do it the hard way. I feel like you're trying to take shortcuts with something here. We also have after the storm, so this does indicate that there has been some challenges, there has been some rough times, but you will come out of it. You will come out of the storm. You will see the sun again. The sun will rise. A lot of people are getting this card. We also have the Prince of Swords, which is the hacker, and the High Priestess. I freaking love this card. It's so awesome. It's so badass. Ooh, okay, so, and then we have I am kind. So Taurus, listen here. You need to trust your intuition on something, y'all. Like, there is something going on. There's something going on behind the scenes. There's something going on, like, that you can't see. Something, okay? And you need to trust your intuition. You need to trust yourself. Self-love is a must here, okay? I feel like some of you guys could definitely be dealing with exes from the past here. I'm just getting that big time. It's like you want to communicate, but you don't want to face the challenge of moving on. Like, you don't want to accept the challenge. You don't want to gain wisdom from the situation. It's like you're living in the past still, you know? So you got to get out of that, Taurus. And I am kind is like, I kind of feel like this, I'm kind of getting two things off of this, okay? So, well, really one big thing. I'm getting that you guys are kind people that are watching this, and you may feel like, oh, well, I'm just being kind. Like, it's deeper than that, okay? If that's how you feel, it's deeper than that. Like, you're not wanting to face a fear. That's the truth of it. There's a fear that you have, whether it's you're afraid to be alone, whether it's you're insecure, whatever it is, there's something that you're not wanting to face. Now, others of you, like, yeah, you could definitely be kind, and maybe an ex comes back and you don't even specifically really like want to be with them, but you're like, oh, kind, and like trying to balance shit out, and it ends up happening anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I also feel like some of you guys that are single and not dealing with any relationship stuff could be really diving into your sexuality. You could be really unlocking mysteries with your sexuality, yourself, and really learning things, or meeting new people, or dating, or something like that. Something along those lines, I kind of feel. So that is basically what I'm getting for you guys, Taurus. I think it's really important to surrender, to find your inner guide, to find your inner you, to find your inner intuition, and really surrender to it, to consider both sides as well, to find balance, because the High Priestess, you know, she normally has the two pillars, one white, one black. It's about opposites. It's about considering opposites. It's about considering, you know, as above, so below, right? Like, it's about really considering all opposites. And you can be kind to people, but you can also tell them to fuck off. Like, seriously, like, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself in these situations. But I mean, there could be situations where maybe you need to be more kind, but you can be kind and still respect yourself at the same time. That's kind of the message that I'm getting here, is kindness, like, mixed with self-respect, mixed with, like, you know, dealing with some things from the past, dealing with some big fears or big resentments or big situations that happened in the past that maybe you haven't dealt with all the way. And that healing has to come from within, like I said. So just remember that, Taurus. So you don't need the other person to heal, right? Like, if someone cuts you, like, on your finger or something, like, you don't need them for your cut to heal, right? Like, we always think, like, if that person just said sorry, I would feel better. But does that ever actually really make you feel better? Like, yeah, you guys can make up and whatever, but really the healing starts internally, right? So anyways, moving on to Virgo. So what is up, Virgo-licious? Let's see what your guys' week ahead is going to look like. So we have the Sun, which is Spirit. We have Sagittarius, which is IC. Beautiful. Sun's going into Sag this week. We have the 5th house, which is where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of, okay? So all this Capricorn energy is your guys' 5th, if you're Virgo rising. We have the Pisces card, which is reversed. The energy is wishful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. So interesting. We also have every journey starts with a single step, and we will go over the rest in a minute, okay? So Woo! Really good, light, abundant energy here, Virgo. This is really cool. So the sun, the spirit, the creator, right? Like just really feeling alive, really feeling vital this week. New perception, seeing things, consciousness, all of that. And with Sagittarius here, I see it's like you're seeing something this week. You're realizing something this week. Something is coming into your conscious awareness. Something is coming into your attention. You are more aware this week. Like with all this stuff going on at the galactic center point, this is helping you become more aware. You are seeing the future. You are seeing the ahead. You are looking ahead. You are seeing the path that you want to go down. Fifth house has something to do with passion. These lessons that you've been learning with Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn. They've both been in Capricorn for the last year and a half together. So you've really been learning this fifth house energy, which has to do with what you love to do, what makes you feel like a kid inside, what are you passionate about, like where is your creativity. It also has to do with children, romance, and like it says, things that you are proud of, creation. Once again, the sun rules the fifth house, so this is very much about creation. This is very much so about creation, right? So, and then we have this Pisces energy here, Virgo, which says, like I said before, this energy is wishful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. Okay, so that's the only thing, is like there can be kind of like boundary issues with Pisces energy. There can be like blurred lines, right? And so basically I feel like, you know, there could be something that you didn't see before, but you're seeing this week. It's like you're seeing the bigger picture. You're finding that compassionate side of you, that loving side of you again, but you're also directing that energy so you don't get lost. Because I feel like some of you guys are going to get really into this energy and you may get a little lost in it. You may get a little daydreamy, a little out of it, a little like, whoa, where do I go? I'm a little lost. You know what I mean? It may not be focused, right? So then every journey starts with a single step. So this card is just how it sounds. You don't have to bring your suitcase. You don't have to bring your whole house with you or anything like that. Like just take the step. If there's been something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been passionate about, that you can see, that you've had a goal about, right? Like you've been swimming around it for too long, just start it, right? And this week you may be doing that. So let's move on to your next card. So we have the Prince of Pentacles, which is the day trader here. We also have the Chariot. Beautiful. Every journey starts with a single step. Hey. So yes, baby, Virgo, you guys are taking off this week. You guys are following some kind of goal this week. That's what I see with this Prince of Disc here. Like, you guys have been sitting around too long. You're like following a goal, where, you know, I honestly kind of feel like with this energy, some of you may be in the market for a new car. This Scorpio energy has been in your third house, which rules short transportation as well. So that would make sense. There could be some new car or just transportation stuff going on here. But you are following your goals. Like you are taking off. Like you are tired of sitting around and waiting. You are tired of like, you know, not doing anything. It's like this week is time to take off on your path. It is time to freaking shoot off into your destiny. It is time to like really realize your purpose, come to a higher understanding of it, and shoot the hell off. So the last card we have is I am open to love in various forms. So this could be another thing here with this Pisces reversed, not like, because it says endlessly loving. So we have a theme here, love and romance, endlessly loving. Maybe, Virgo, you haven't been letting people see the true you, or you haven't been letting people truly love you, or you haven't been open to love, or you haven't been open to doing what you love, right? Because it says love in various forms. So not just like love from other people, but loving yourself and loving what you do and loving life and loving your purpose in life and loving your place in life and loving your path in life and just loving life, like, and loving yourself. And so I feel like this is like going to be a big week of those kind of realizations and higher understandings for you. This is like such a good reading. This is probably one of the best ones yet. So consider yourself lucky, Virgo. But anyways, you guys, hopefully this ended up resonating with you. As always, let me know down below. I love to hear about it. And I love you guys so much, Virgo. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye. What is going on, Libra, and welcome to your weekly tarot and astrology messages for this coming week. We do touch on the astrology a little bit in these readings, And I also did touch on the astrology generally for everyone in the beginning of the video. It's very interesting this week, so definitely make sure you watch that if you haven't. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for you guys, or us Libras, this week. We have Mercury retrograde reinvention. Yep. We have Mars force. Mars is finally moving out of our sign and into Scorpio, where the Mercury retrograde has been happening. We have the 11th house reversed, where the cosmos grant wishes, luck, friends, and social occasions. So, okay. And then we have the first house, what people see and the impression that you give. We also have follow your own rhythm. Oh, wow. Okay, Libra. So before we move on, Mercury retrograde for Libra has been happening in Scorpio, which is our next sign, our neighbor, basically. So this has been a lot about finding our worth. When Mars moves in there, we are going to feel more confident. We are going to feel more assertive. And this is what's going to happen this week, Libra. You're going to face a test, I feel. There's going to be some kind of test where you've been really finding your worth. You've been really finding what you're worth. You've been really finding yourself and just finding what it is that you value in life, value in yourself, your confidence, your beauty, all of it with follow your own rhythm here. And this is a 5. This is a 5. And yeah, we have 2 5s here. We also have 15 here. A lot of 5s. So I feel like this is a test. This is some kind of challenge where other people may not like it. Other people may not like what you say, or other people may not like something that you do, right? And you're going to be put to the test. You know, first house, how you appear, what people see, the impression you give. And other people may not like what you're doing. Other people may not like you're reinventing yourself. You're reinventing your confidence. You're reinventing, you know, your way of doing things. You're reinventing yourself. And I think this week is going to be a test where you are going to have to dance to the beat of your own drum. You're going to have to march to the beat of your own drum. You're going to have to follow your own rhythm, because it's beautiful. No one else in this world is like you. No one else in this world is you, okay? Like, yeah, we're all connected, etc. But, you know, you have your own unique personal gifts, your own unique personal way of doing things. And this week it is time to follow your own rhythm and not get caught up in the collective consciousness or group thinking or the collective and what everybody else is doing, like any of that shit. It is time to let that shit go and worry about what you want to do and march to the beat of your own drum and stand up for yourself, possibly. The next card we have is the Ace of Disc, which is all about worth once again, but worth in the material realm. And then another 5, strife. Wow. So definitely dealing with the challenge this week, definitely dealing with the stress this week. Someone may challenge you, someone may oppose you or try to argue with you or stress you out or try to compete with you about something. And you are going to have to find the higher road. This could have something to do with money or the material realm or your job or something like that. You are going to have to dance to the beat of your own drum. Because guess what? Like, no one else can do it like you do. And you're going to learn and grow so much if you can do that, right? Okay, so the last card we have is I advance through my own abilities. You guys, I swear to God, I draw these cards with my eyes closed. I advance through my own abilities, follow my own rhythm. Libra, like, I don't know how else I can say this for you. This week, you are finding that you don't need to compete with anybody else. No one else is like you. You don't need to compare yourself to anybody else. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter what society thinks. Like, what do you think? What do you want? You're reinventing yourself. What do you want to do? Go do it. Go do that thing. Follow your own rhythm this week. Definitely. Like, find your own abilities and advance through those. You know what I mean? Screw other people. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Libra. We're going to move on to Aquarius. What is going on, Aquarius? These are your weekly messages for this upcoming week, which is going to be a crazy one. Let's do it. So the first card you have is the Earth element, which is stability, upright. We then have Pisces, I believe, upright. We have 8th house reversed, which says this transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. Ooh. Okay, we then have Sagittarius. This energy imbues power, superior confidence, and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. Beautiful. So Your faith, if you can believe in something, your faith is what is going to create a stable ground for you this week. If you can believe, if you can have faith, you will get through anything. You will get through the more intense emotions. I honestly feel like some of you guys are coming out of a time where there was some intensity, or there was some intense emotions, or there was some fear, there was some setbacks, like there was some financial resource issues, right? Something. And then we have bring it into form. Bring your faith into form. When you start having faith, like this is basically what I'm getting. You're manifesting something into your physical form this week, Aquarius, by having faith, by believing. Like that is what is going to manifest it into the earthly realm. This is insane. This is literally about manifesting, using the pain from the past, using those intense emotions, healing from it. There could have been some financial or resource issues, or just some emotional stuff, right? So we have the Three of Pentacles, which is in this deck, works. We also have the Lovers. So, interesting. So you are at a crossroads. It's like you're making a choice this week to either to continue like down this path, or bringing it into form. Actually, I feel like someone may come along and help you, but you have to believe, you have to have faith. Like definitely some joint finance or joint resources or something, whether it's a loan or an institution or whatever. Definitely some of that stuff coming up. I also feel like you're going to have to accept help possibly, but this help is going to help you bring it into physical form. You're leaving something behind. You're leaving something from the past behind. Like you're coming out of a transformative time and you're healing, and someone or something, or this new path that you're walking down, right? It's like if you make the decision to have faith, it's going to work. It's going to bring it into physical form. Like, but you may have to get help from others. And another reason why that is the last card you have is I am accepting. So I really feel like if you accept someone's help, if you accept your reality for what it is, if you start having faith in what could be, if you start having faith in your future, if you start having faith in what you want to bring into form, it will happen, Aquarius. Like it totally will. Like this is not a coincidence. This is too lined up for this to not be, like, you know what I mean? This is crazy. This is definitely about manifesting. This is about letting go, believing, and manifesting it into form. Because as soon as you let go, you start manifesting it. Because the universe can start creating. Whereas before, you were blocking it by holding on to all the baggage, right? But like once you let go, it's like boom, it starts happening. You can start accepting things. You can surrender to things. You can accept your reality for what it is. Let it go, surrender to it, and then boom, everything just starts falling into place. So, and that's what I see here, like it's falling into place, you know what I mean? So that is what I'm getting for you guys for this week, Aquarius. Beautiful reading. I know that was kind of short, a little shorter than the rest, but I mean, it was like boom, 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 you know, like there's not too many other ways I could have read that. I mean, I could have just kept saying the same thing over and over again. I'm not going to do that. And honestly, I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours now. So yeah, I love you guys. Hope you guys have a good week. Let me know down below if that ends up being accurate, and don't forget to watch your other signs as well. And we're moving on to Gemini, last but not least. All right, Gemini, what is up? So let's see what's going on with you guys for this week. You have Moon, Soul reversed. You have Uranus, Genius. You have the 6th house reversed. It says the work, health, and duty area of your life. You have your card, Gemini, which says this energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. Love that. We have come to life as well, and we will stop there for now until we go over these energies. So, okay, let's see what's going on, Gemini. I feel like there could be some emotional issues this week. You could be a little bit overly emotional, or you could not be trusting your intuition on something, okay? With the moon reversed here, there's something that you're not trusting, right? There's something that you're not trusting. Uranus is like the great awakener. We are having some heavy Uranus aspects this week. It's going to be opposing Mars and Scorpio. and Scorpio is your 6th house. So this could bring some change in your 6th house, which is the work, health, and duty area of your life. So it's time to change things, even though you may not trust it, or even though you may not feel like you want to, Gemini. Like, it is time to change things. We also have your card, you know what I mean? Gemini energy. And I feel like by you communicating, by you, you know, exchanging with people, right? Like this, by you being like your witty, lively self, which we also have come to life, right? This is like embracing your creativity. There's something in work or in the routine or in the health life that I feel like is holding you back, that is affecting your emotional well-being. And Uranus is going to awaken you to that this week. It's going to show you that something's going to happen with communication or a decision or something where it's going to show you that, and whatever happens is going to help you come to life. It's going to help you come back to life. I feel like, Gemini, you guys have been neglecting something in your daily routine or your health or your habits or your work life, your sense of duty, and it just hasn't been giving you life. You're like, oh my God, like I don't, you know, you've been feeling like just emotionless, soulless, bored, whatever with the situation, and you're like, oh my God, I just don't know what to do anymore. Like, what do I do? You know what I mean? And I feel like this week Uranus is going to shake things up. It's going to show you, it's going to awaken to that, to where it's like, okay, you can't slack on this anymore. You know what I mean? You can't slack on this anymore. It's time to do something. It's time to start thinking. It's time to start getting that mind going. It's time to come to life again and and learn something new. Find something else that you're passionate about that's going to get you going about these, you know, that's going to get you going when it comes to these areas of your life, right? So the next cards we have is the Knight of Swords, which is the Game Master, very Gemini-like, and the Two of Pentacles, which is change. Okay. Juggling a decision. It's almost like you're playing a game with yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're going back and forth with yourself. You can't decide on something. And it's like, just do it. You know, like find something and do it with all your might. That's how you figure it out. You know what I mean? Like just find something and do it. And do it with all your might. You know what I mean? Just pick something and do it with all your might. If it doesn't work out, you can go back and pick the other option later if you can. If not, then whatever. It happened for a reason anyway. You'll learn from it. But you know, like you're juggling something, you know, like you're trying to change. It's funny that this has to do with like, you know, health and exercising and all of that. And we got the 6th house, you know, it's like, what, like, are you going to get serious or are you going to keep toying? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I see in these cards. The last card we have is I listen to opposing opinions. So there could be some opinions that you're not wanting to listen to, whether it's in your own mind or someone else's mind. Maybe you're not listening to the other twin here lately. I don't know. But there's something that you need to do to help yourself come back to life. You need to talk. You need to listen. You know what I mean? You need to bring your witty, mischievous, lively, and informative self back out, right? Like, and if something does happen, if something does change in the work life, the health life, the daily routine life, try to see all sides of it. Try to listen to other people's opinions. Try to listen to opinions that aren't similar to yours. Like, it really is digesting all of it, learning all of it to change your perception on the situation, which will help you come to life. Come to life is also about getting creative and being creative, right? So that is what I'm seeing for you guys this week, Gemini. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Definitely let me know down below if it resonated and if you enjoyed this reading. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you like the weekly readings and love the videos I've been doing lately. I really, really would appreciate it. And I love you guys. You guys are the last pile. So that is everyone. I love you. Bye.